everyone. Welcome to my channel, MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. Welcome to your daily Sun Sign Love Connection reading for today, February 1st, 2021. We've started the new month. Forgive me, I'm reaching over for the beautiful astrology wheel because we are going to be focusing on two sun signs, always the first being the featured, more focused sun sign by going around my astrology wheel. I start with Aries and I end with Pisces. So I do two readings, one for the beginning of the month, one for mid-month. And then we pick the highlighted connection, right in front of you. So it's a kind of a mystery to me and you. Spirit helps me to guide you with that. So we have Aries as the featured, and then we're going to go with the highlighted, which is going to be Virgo. This is wonderful. You know what? There's a wonderful, beautiful viewer who's been very supportive of me and my channel. And I mentioned that, and then she then commented to me saying, thank you for mentioning it. And their relationship and connection is Aries and Virgo. So this is for you. You know who you are, so that's really exciting. And I love this combination anyway. But I do want to speak about a couple of really important things. We are fully immersed in the energies of Aquarius. We have, let's see here, we have the planet, the sun in Aquarius. It is sun season, which is the birthday month for Aquarians through the 18th of February. We have Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius, which happened the 21st of December. We have Mercury, which is in Aquarius, though retrograde, through the 20th of February. And we have Venus. So it's a whole lot of Aquarian energy that's going to affect all of us. But as the featured sign of Aries, it's a very, very beautiful connection for you. Air and fire are always extremely harmonious. And sometimes they're so different, they are incredibly connected to each other and attracted to each other. The opposition is there, but they also can work extremely well together. And so that's what the kind of energy is happening for you, Aries. Now, when all these planets are in Aquarius, that happens in your 11th house. Well, the 11th house is about socializing, friends, connections, networking, definitely communication, expansion on ideas, knowledge, learning, teaching. And you are a beautiful, vibrant, powerful, spirited sign, Aries. And you are a cardinal sign. So you're automatically the one that wants to be doing things, starting, initiating, innovating, which is exactly this complementary energy coming in full force this month and then through the year. So I see it as doing really wonderful things for you. All the while, the Mercury retrograde kind of slowing it down. So it doesn't mean that you're ambitious and impulsive and fiery, ruled by Mars temperament that's determined and wanting to make things happen. It doesn't mean that won't occur. It means you're going to have to be aware of the setbacks and the delays, which is going to be for your best interest, as with all of us. That's what retrogrades are about. They're having us kind of rethink things before we go too forward and then have to do back, 2 steps back, forward 2 steps back. So yeah, just your communication might be a little confusing. Certainly contracts or anything you sign, you want to make double sure you look at the fine print. Always a really important thing to do, but people do it all the time. So if anything, you just have to redo something. It's not the end of the world. But it is interesting. It's got oxymoron, that energy that's going on, and it kind of keeps you going. It keeps you excited, and there's so much that can happen this month. There's beautiful, beautiful energies and some challenging, that's life. So here you have your highlighted with Virgo, and it's not the polar opposite, but it's pretty darn close. Libra is your polar opposite. And yet, Virgo is so useful and so, it's just a beautiful combination. It's so helpful when it comes to Virgo being an earth sign, Virgo being down to earth and practical, Virgo being straightforward, talking from the hip, what you see is what you get. Very learned and educated. They are a very intellectual sign, they are a mutable sign. So they can just change with the wind, and they can be adaptive to all sorts of things, all sorts of temperaments, all sorts of work situations, life situations, you know, which is wonderful because a lot of earth signs, including Virgo, they have some trouble with change. I mean, I guess we all do, but particularly earth, because they like to be grounded and steadfast and, you know, routine-like and stable and just kind of doing things that they're used to doing, you know, in a matter-of-fact kind of way. You can always rely on them to be on time and all the variable things that we need with people and friends and circumstances, unless it's out of their hand. They're very good about that time management. They're very good about organization in general. They are ruled, like I said, by Mercury, so they're very business-minded and very capable and, you know, very much, they just really understand that. And they like to better themselves, and they like to be best at what they do, and they like to work hard, and they like to see what the benefits and the success from that. And that's in any category. So, of course, love fits into that. But as I always say, this is a reading for all types of love, because not everybody's in a relationship, not everybody's interested in romance. So your friends, your family, and so forth all have to do this. And I'm going to bring up something I haven't before. These are the sun signs I'm reading about. That's the personality traits. That's the sun, the month and the day we're born, like right now we're in Aquarius season. It is the personality, the ego, our drives, our interests, you know, how people see us, things we think we want to do and be and grow up to be. Those are all part of our personality, which is the sun. But I say, you know, as far as the featured sign today, and then tomorrow it'll be Taurus and then Gemini and so forth. If you have a moon or a rising or ascendant in Aries or Venus, it's definitely applicable, you know, because it represents different places in your chart that represent different parts of you, like you're internalizing as opposed to your external and those things. But to simplify it, you would definitely have the same attractions whether that was in either of those other planets. So feel free, if you know that you have an Aries in your moon or rising and we're reading the sun sign, it's perfectly okay. It would definitely be similar to the messages you would get if it were your sun sign. And it opens up for more people to be able to read and to, hear the messages. All I can say in general is this is a combination that's a long-term, very, very dedicated, devoted, loyal. When Aries has this passionate kind of impromptu, impulsive side that just says, let's go for it. He has the taming and the calming and the grounding influence of the Virgo saying, well, let me look into the details, you know, because I'm good at that, and I think it's important, and it might help us in the long run, because they think about that. And there's that balance. It's beautiful, you know, helping each other out. That's all it really ever is. When there's people that get together in your relationships, you want to learn and grow, and you know, even people that are different, they make it last. They find the richness in the differences. So let me read to you your specific 3 category messages for the beautiful highlighted connection today of Aries and Virgo. And may I say, I've added my new changes of decks. So the first deck, the Tarot, which I'll read the highlighted connection messages for, is a beautiful one. And remember, the oracle messages coming at the end are for all of Aries connections of all different zodiac signs, so that everybody gets to be a part of my readings. And you might just want to hear that message. It might be just the thing that tips it over and, you know, excites you or promotes really good things for you. And I hope that's the case. This particular tarot deck, though, that I received from Santa, brand spanking new, first time I've used it. I looked through it. I did a lot of shuffling. I'll continue to shuffle a little more. It's called the Star Spinner deck. And honestly, or tarot. It feels amazing, which I know it sounds weird, but it's really important just how so it feels good, the illustrations are beautiful, it looks good, and it smells good. No, I'm just kidding. It smells kind of like ink. But I wanted to add as much energy of mine as I could and send you as much love as possible. And go on with the reading here for you. The first category with this highlight connection is going to be the overall energy that brought you together to this reading, what's been happening to this point, what I like to call the catalyst. And you have, oops, stuck together a little bit. And I will put on my spectacles. Like I said, these are brand new, and I looked through them, but I didn't memorize. The High Priestess. Well, there you go. Now let's see here. We have, in order of Turbo, first of all, it's a major arcana. I can just tell you right off the bat. It's our intuition. It's our gut. It's our knowing. It's that gift we were born with that some purposely try to build upon and utilize to the best of their ability, because it will never lead you astray. And then there's the ones that they get these signs, they get these little urges, and they're like, what's that about? So they start watching shows, and they start watching YouTubes, and they start saying, I too have the gift. And it's a beautiful, beautiful gift. And it can be very misleading, because it can be the slightest little, nudge or sign that you could receive. But they want this. Spirit wants you to understand. There's a lot of messages and signs that are going to come through, and they tend to do that more with retrogrades. Retrograde is all about going inside. It's it's an inside job, internalizing. Reviewing, reminding ourselves, returning to, reinventing. And a lot of times during retrograde is when people come in from our past of all different, either to completely end that karmic cycle and know that, okay, that was the last thing I need to hear, to know that I've done the right thing for us not being together for the betterment of everybody. Or it's just that person coming in and you're like, I have been thinking about you for so long, and then stuff starts to kindle and love comes about, and it's actually really beautiful. So this is just letting you know that you might be getting some really strong intuitive hits, gut feelings about some ideas you may have. It is number 2, which is interesting because it normally isn't, to be honest. We have the Fool, which is 0, the Magician, I'm sorry, of course it is. The Magician is 1, and then 2 is the High Priestess. It also represents the sign of Pisces. So you may have Pisces or a water sign in your chart. You also may have something or someone in your life that is a Pisces or a water sign that is lending you information and being that life angel, as we call them, earth angel, that's giving you or prompting you to do something that will lead you to a good situation, a good outcome, whatever that may be. And you have basically the new moon, not quite new, but it's definitely newer than the full in the background. Our new moon is going to be in Aquarius, so that'll be yet another planet on the 12th. That's when you really, really want to write down and formulate the intentions you want moving forward with ideas, with the relationship, taking it to the next level, all the variables that go with that. This is a gorgeous, beautiful message, and Pisces is all about love and heart-centered and just feeling it and being vulnerable to love, basically, just letting it happen and not holding back. So that's gorgeous. That's a beautiful message. The second category is going to be the category of possible blessings or obstacles. And yeah, blessings can be of all types, but I always say obstacles can become blessings after the fact, when you least expect it to hit you and say, oh, thank goodness that happened. I would not have realized that at the time. So your message in your card is the Hierophant. This is amazing. So is this what I think it is? It is the Hierophant, right? Because it's really crazy. And I'll tell you why. No, it's the Hermit. I apologize. It's number 9, the Hermit. There's Virgo. That represents Virgo. So that's interesting. The first is the Pisces, which is what, we all sense when we're more in tune with our intuition and our guidance, wherever it may come from, our artistry, our creativity in all different forms. The Hermit is the guider or the teacher, once again, within, that we allow to speak to us in times of quiet and retreat, as a general rule. It doesn't have to be, but generally it means that now with this retrograde, I would imagine, And with what's going on anyway, yeah, we have our ideas and we want to make them go, and it's great. Write them down, feel it with everything you are, and meditate on it. But know that you may have to wait still. There may be some time through the end of this, at least through the 20th of February, I would say, realistically, to retreat, to relax, to really, once again, listen to your gut. And if it isn't something within yourself, you will be getting, once again, messages, because that's what this card represents. And the lantern that's being held is usually our guide, you know, the light that's showing us the way. Very, very spiritual, very divinely guided. And it's beautiful. It's generally a monk, you know, kind of that philosophical kind of belief of just being at peace, letting go, surrendering. There's wisdom in silence and so forth. So there's two really, really big indicators that the two of you, you really need to just be at peace and kind of really listen to what it is that you're both feeling together or individually. And you don't have to act upon it right now, like I said, but be very aware of what the messages are and write them down, because they are very prophetic, prolific. It's really powerful to have two like that. I consider that a blessing. And so I would be so anxious to know, if you have not subscribed, please do me the favor of pushing the subscribe button, pushing the notification bell, because that lets you know when, it alerts you, I should say, when I do upload, which is different now that I'm back to work, putting it in the schedule and balancing and loving it. But yeah, so doing that would be incredibly supportive. Liking, sharing, all of the above, and commenting, letting me know if these are resonating with you. I always get really interested, excited, and nosy at the same time. So yeah, that would be beautiful. The final message in oracle, that's not an oracle, but the category is finances. Okay, so finances, or I would say the materialistic things around you, the stability you seek, security, and, you know, the things we can touch, feel, that are tangible to us. You have the Five of Swords. So it looks as though it's very predominant with the air element that's surrounding us all now. Once again, the air's main theme and claim to fame is mind, thought, communication, you know, conversations, starting new ideas, you know, being innovative, being willing to work with others in a very equal way, a very fair way, a very justified way, and being straightforward about it too, you know, cutting away any kind of extra unnecessary comments or gossip and all those sorts of things. So the Five is maybe just that. You pretty much had it. Five is about change in numerology. You see a woman with two swords in a skull right by the feet, right? She's got 3 in her hand. 3 represents growth of ideas, maybe conversations. You've heard something, now you want to build upon that for your knowledge, to be able to move forward with your finances, to be able to get assistance with institutions, which is also what swords represent. Talk to doctors about pending appointments you need, or if you're not feeling well, ways that you can improve that. And all of those things mix into that, and as well as the finances when it comes to all those things. Just know that you yourself, with the guidance and the love of the cards prior, telling you to listen to your gut, get more than one opinion on all of the realms having to do with finances and security and health and so forth, is going to be key. And feeling free and very, very confident about what you need to be said, what you need to say and to be heard, because that's hugely a part of the Aquarian energy. And I mean, it might not be your normal style, but it's going to be, because that's what this year is bringing about. Changes in that, if nothing else, in your life. Communication, starting a YouTube channel, you know, writing, any kind of communication, right? And really sharing and teaching and learning yourself. So I know for myself, I have a list the length of my arm on things I need to do this month, and this reminds me of that. But this is about you and just feeling strong and listening and knowing that information will be there for you. Sorting through the things you don't really want to hear or you don't believe. And if you get that gut feeling saying, nope, that doesn't feel right, then you go to someone else and you ask them. But yeah, you have a whole lot of love and help. Not to mention the love you have for each other to help each other out, which is what relationships really are about, right? That support system, that person you can turn to in times of need and know that they're there because they want to be. They authentically and, what am I trying to say? Well, they just want to be with you. But it's lost my mind. My mind's not completely lost, but it just, it'll come back. So I hope you like that. I hope that resonates. I hope you're understanding that, like this moment. But if you do, give it some time, or at the very first day of the month. And if it doesn't resonate, come back and check out, like I said, your moon or your rising maybe in the next couple, 3 days, the time we're going around the zodiac. If you know what your other astrological signs are. It's all relative, and there's so many layers to us. But I love it. I think it's very, very beautiful, and it's sending you love because it's trying to let you know that there's help always available to the both of you. So then we go on to this beautiful oracle deck for every single Aries and all of your beautiful connections in love and all types of love connections. And this is the Psychic Tarot for the heart. I thought it's very appropriate for love connections. I pulled it out, I guess, last month and the month before. And we do have Valentine's Day. I know it's people like, don't talk about that. But it's a romantic time, and a lot of people like to acknowledge that. So why not, right? There's a certain percentage of you out there that are probably really into it. I also did my homework because I realized there's several categories within this deck that's important to notice. The colors represent the pentacles, the swords, the cups, or the wands. So in addition to the different chakras, it's a beautiful deck by John Holland. So this is for all the Aries. Have a wonderful month, Aries. I really, really know you're going to shine, and you're going to be amazed what this year is going to bring in for you. But you have the Opportunity Beckons card, and that's number 4. I just said opportunities are just like, and there they are, because that's what it's about. Now, this is almost the way that I can explain to you that the universe does its thing with the ups and the downs and the ebbs and the tides, because last year for most of us was an ebb. Not everybody, some people just absolutely loved it. And I'm happy for that, because that's important too. And I feel like people found nuggets in the year somehow because we wanted to. We wanted to so desperately. But a lot of us had wonderful years. The ones that didn't, there's the beautiful beauty of the universe and its honest, unconditional was the word I was trying to find out and say with your love. Unconditional love that comes to us to balance then again the times that have not been, the most fulfilling. So opportunity beckons. There you go. There's that new moon in the background again, Aries. And you represent the new season of spring coming in the end of March and April. So you're number 1 in the zodiac. You are the initiator, the cardinal, you want the opportunities. You seize them every chance you get. People look to you and they love your leadership that way. And you have a lot of heart, and that's what this beautiful, it's like the third eye and the heart chakra is coming through with this gorgeous illustration. So let's read to you what it says though, specifically, opportunity beckons. That might just be the, let me double check here for you. What am I doing? It says the borders that are green are the emotions. They're the cups. What? Okay, so I'll look under the 4, under the emotions in the cup. And I'll be able to see that. So, where'd it go now? This is about, okay. Bear with me 1 second. I'm checking something out because I'd already done this. And I just want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. Isn't that interesting? Let's go to the beginning where I saw it. Okay. Nope, now it's going to show me. Here we go. Thank you for your patience. Love abounds. Nope, that's number 1. Hello, beautiful Mercury retrograde. I love you. Opportunity beckons. Keywords: boredom, disillusion, vigilance, action. Often in affairs of the heart, you may become complacent, even bored with what you have. You forget to see the magic of your interactions with others and fail to invest time and effort to maintain the human, loving link. If you've been looking for a relationship for some time without success, you may become disillusioned or discouraged, no longer believing that a relationship will manifest. Well, your enthusiasm diminishes and you no longer provide the universe with the energy needed to produce the relationship. The same is true of struggling too long to improve an existing relationship. Now is not the time for complacency. This is your opportunity to attain what you've been seeking or to improve what you have. It requires vigilance, action, and enthusiasm, which is exactly what you're made of, Aries. You have this. Lift your spirits and look for the opportunity that will present itself. Then act. Wow, that says a lot. But it also really, to me, relates to what your highlighted connection, even though this is with all of your connections. So like I said, not every Aries is necessarily connected to this Virgo, but take it as you will. I'm just saying this is very, very, very important, very much filled with love, and I think it makes a lot of sense. So for those that it resonates with, there you go. So then I'm going to pull a beautiful healing with the angels, because I feel like we're still very much in a healing phase, and that will continue on, and so be it. I mean, if I may impart on you that I am actually prepping for a surgery. Didn't even want to say those words anymore in my life, but I do. I have one coming up March 3rd, so I have all the stuff to handle before that, in addition to working and stuff, which I'm happy about, because when I'm at work or I'm doing something, I can focus right on that, and it takes me away from the fear, right? I too experience that, but I have beautiful people that are helping me. We're making it work, and it's about healing. And once it's done, I'm going to just be back at it. So it was like, do I wait and wait and wait and kind of be more in pain, or do I get it done, be in pain for 2 weeks or whatever, knowing it's healing, right? Well, I had to go with the one where I'm healing, of course, and I'll get through it, and it will be perfect, right? And divinely guided. Yours just fell out. Oh, I love this card, and it's so perfect for all of us. And thank you, angels. This is for every Aries and every single connection with you. It's serenity. Just feeding into and allowing that to come through. I find that the High Priestess allows that. Certainly the Hermit, because when we are at peace and quiet, it's very serene, and it's really, really something that I don't think enough of us allow, and almost feel guilty, like, why didn't you do the surgery last year? I couldn't have done it if I wanted to. Would have been a great time though, right? It's all perfect, like I said. That is a very special green, heart-centered chakra message for you. Find that serenity, we all have it if we choose to attach ourselves to that feeling. And then speaking of feeling, your last oracle is the Super Attractor Manifestation card, where we feel the life into existence that we want. And it's really about that. That one wanted to come out. I don't know why, but we'll see. Yes, the law of attraction is like attracts like. You have to really believe, think, feel, and all of it has to be in alignment. And then, of course, with the co-creation of the universe, always there for you. And it becomes a reality. It becomes your life. And your messages, the manifestations, are powered by service and love. There's the love thing again. Like I said, this month is really focused on that. Every month is in its own right. That's why I love reading about love connections, because honestly, we need it. We need love in all different forms, and that's what keeps us our strongest. And And I'm just grateful to be able to do the readings for you. So I pray that you're definitely feeling this and you're feeling fired up, Aries. Lots to be looking forward to. And I'm excited for you. And I once again appreciate you taking the time to spend with me. And so take good care of yourself. Come on back. Until next time, thank you and bye for now.